Hey guys, it's MarshmallowGirl. Welcome back to Black Mirror 2. So, the librarian we were just talking to suddenly freaked out as soon as we showed her the ring with the tree on it and took off. So now we get to do, I guess, at least a little bit of exploring here. Back in Willow Creek. Willow Creek? Creek Willow? Willow Creek, okay. Oh. Henry found... Oh, this is the old... Oh, these are the markings found from the last game. For anybody who didn't see that one, in the last game, every time someone was found dead, one of these new markings showed up. So Henry was found drowned in the fountain, which was over here. That was the first one that happened. Oh. Okay. Robert buried by the lighthouse. So this is the sharp edge. This is the lighthouse that was in the painting that the mother had in the house. Dr. Herman was found beheaded in his house. That one was shocking because I was not expecting that one. That was this one. Dr. Herman was the one who was working with the uncle, Robert. That's what it was. Uncle Robert on the inhumane experiments in the asylum. And then this was Vic was mauled by wolves, which wasn't true. Obviously, he wasn't just mauled by wolves. He was murdered. I mean, as we found out later, by us. And then Williams falling from the tower onto a spike, which was actually, sorry, this was actually the first one. But that's still, I mean, if you saw the first one, it still doesn't add up because his death shouldn't count as the first death because according to the rules, Blood of Gordon had to kill 5 people, but Sam wasn't in town when this happened. Or I guess supposedly, I guess that's the thing, right? There's no way to prove he wasn't there, but it just seems very strange and unlikely that he was. So the fact that his murder counts is very weird. It kind of throws a wrench into the whole thing. So he died first, and then Henry the gardener died over here. And then I think Vic died third. We murdered Vic, and then we murdered... I'm not sure if it was Robert or if it was the doctor who died first, because I think both of those happened very close to one another, so it was kind of hard to tell. Oh, it looks like you can... Oh, in this one you can actually go to the individual parts. In the first one, you could only click on Willow Creek. You could not go to, like, individual locations. Sorry. My cat has decided that now is the time to come looking for love and to eat things that are currently on my desk. Please lay down, Annabelle. Yes, I love you, but now is not the time. So anyways, we can't go here. Oh, this is the mine we fell in. This was the first place I died, was in the mine. Academy, I don't remember this one. The Academy doesn't look familiar. That may not have been a location in the first game. There's always a chance that this is a new one that they just threw in there. Because obviously it appears Dr. Herman's house does not show up on this list. Which is strange, because I feel like his house would have been like a place of intrigue. But I guess not. So we can go to the Gordon's Palace, which is the hotel I'm staying in. So I'm trying to remind myself what's going on. It's been a couple days for me. So we're here in I think this is the back part of Willow Creek. This is the front part where the pawn shop was. This is where the bar was at. I still cannot believe that they killed a young child in this game. That was very... Stop rubbing your face on the microphone. That's how it's gonna be? Oh, okay, that's how it's gonna be, Annabelle. It doesn't look like we can make our way to Black Mirror just yet. Although I don't recall recall if in the game they explained why it's called Black Mirror. Perhaps in the first one they did, because there were several books that you could read in the game, and they were just very long, and I just didn't feel like reading them because I didn't think it was relevant. Because at the time I did not know that there were sequels, and I kind of figured the game would just explain itself, but maybe sitting there listening to it would have been a good idea. But I've rambled on long enough. Let's go to the bakery.
It looks like it's a bakery. Or was a bakery. Hard to say whether the building is still in use. It must have been built years ago. But now it looks rather untended and abandoned.
I can go in the pub. Oh, no, I guess I can't. Oh, you can still click on the menu, though.
I can scarcely recognize what's on the board. It must have been written weeks ago. The wind and the rain have done their worst since then. Taking into account this country's food culture and the look of the pub, I'm not going to go to the trouble of decoding the culinary delights.
Way to just shit on British food and pub food all at one time, dude. Nicely done.
The pub's still shut. I'll have to come back later. Some hand towels which have been hung out to dry. The rooms above a pub are traditionally inhabited by the landlord and his family. Even from down here, you can still see stains on the towels. But I don't need one anyway.
If I remember correctly, the librarian mentioned that the people who owned it before were gone now. So I don't think I'm going to be seeing Shrek again. Just... Come on, Annabelle. I'm not going to be seeing Shrek again, which is actually very disappointing.
That's gotta be Willow Creek's bench.
That was weird. Oh.
I don't know what these kind of windows are called. There are lots of little glass panes and a lead lattice. They're much cheaper than big panes, since you can use broken pieces in them too.
I mean, I would have just called it like stained glass. Does stained glass have to have like a certain pattern or picture to it?
The building looks like it was renovated years back, but it's been completely neglected ever since. There's dirt and dust all over the walls. A hose pipe would work wonders.
A hose pipe?
The pub looks anything other than promising. If I was a routine tourist, it would never cross my mind to go in there to get a drink, let alone to eat.
Well, if what it seems like is true, then this pub would be one of the very few locations in the area where you could actually get something to eat.
An overturned beer keg. Pure show for the tourists, I reckon. Even here, they're hardly likely to still get their beer delivered in wooden barrels. Empty. Exactly like in this place here.
I don't know. I don't drink, so I don't know anything really about... So I can't say I know much about beer. Maybe it's just hard liquor that still comes in barrels, because there's a brand that still has the barrels in their commercials, at least. I don't know. Anyways, as I was saying, this seems like it's one of the few places you could go to actually eat something. And granted, I did not see the inside. Oh no, we saw the inside of the Angelina's hotel room. So it's not like you're gonna be. There's no kitchen in there. You're not even cooking anything for yourself. And I doubt whatever the hell his name is, who was running the front desk, is going to be cooking you up anything. What the hell is his name? I know. Okay. Murray. Yeah, I don't think Murray's going to be cooking up anything. Did I say Texas chili? Hi, Tom. I'd love to know about your Texas chili.
A chili stall. A bit tatty. And it doesn't look like there's too much going on.
Oh, apparently I don't get to actually talk to him. Oh, there we go.
Hi there.
What would you like? Normal or extra?
What?
Normal chili or extra hot chili?
I actually didn't want any chili. I only wanted to ask a couple of questions.
Nobody gets paid for just standing around.
All those other folks can wait.
Not exactly backwards and coming forwards, are we? I like it. What do you want?
I was not expecting the character who'd be running the Willie's Texas Chili booth to have the most Cockney accent I think we've heard so far in these games. I mean, I guess it makes some level of sense because, like, we do have, like, at American fairs, we do have, like, other cultures' foods available for you to eat. I don't know why I just wasn't expecting to see Texas chili be, like, the first booth you were going to come across. Like, surely there must be some British food that's traditionally served at these fairs. That would have been, like, the first thing I would have thought that would be there. So I just love how they gave him the most Cockney accent. Okay, let's talk to him some more.
Is the pub yours?
Where'd you hear that?
Miss Valley reckons it is.
You shouldn't get involved with that nutter. She's a few sandwiches short of a picnic.
When's the pub open?
This evening, after I've shut down the store. Those commercial Einsteins in the town all make me keep open from 11 in the morning to at least 5 p.m. And in the meantime, I'm sold just about sod all. If it was down to me, I'd have chucked all this lot here in the harbour by now. Shoved it up the Lord Mayor's arse.
What a strange rule. Why is it that he has to shut the pub down at those hours? Like, yeah, I get that it's a... Like, if you don't want him to serve the alcohol for whatever reason, that's one thing. But to tell him that he can't have any kind of business going on during those hours seems unreasonable. They serve other things. I mean, clearly he must serve... He clearly serves other things. He clearly serves food. I would presume there's other drinks that you could have, non-alcoholic drinks. And if nothing else, it would be a place for people to meet. Why are you doing this guy like that, man?
So, not exactly a lot going on around here then.
You think I don't know that? Crowds of folk from all over the place. Loads of hungry customers, you said. And then it's getting worse by the year.
Isn't Willow Creek also a bit too small for a fair?
Those clever pillocks in the town all had it all worked out. They reckoned that people from all round these parts would come here. It used to work out okay, too. Everybody wanted to come and have a look at the murder capital. But nowadays, it's just one big loss maker.
The people just aren't gonna be drawn here by a couple of carousels and a few stalls.
And who has to foot the bill for all these fantastic ideas? Me.
Why do you have to pay for them? I mean, unless you're referring to tax money, which, I mean, I guess if the whole town agrees on something, I guess you really can't stop them. But in general, I don't see why you would be forced to pay for everything. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense there, buddy. Also, I get the feeling like if this place is as out of the way as it is implied to be, then even being the murder capital wouldn't change much, at least not long term. Very strange that this I mean, I don't know. I don't see why. I mean, maybe obviously I'm not running the town, so maybe they really thought it would legitimately keep people coming around. But unless there's new murders showing up, no one's gonna come back around. Like, I mean, think of any large theme park like Disneyland and stuff. They're constantly putting new shit out, so people have a reason to keep coming back year after year. If it's the same thing, people aren't going to keep coming back.
Who are you?
What's that got to do with you?
My name's Darren. I'm studying English literature and would like to learn more about the country and its people. That sound familiar to you?
Should it?
A fellow student of mine may well have been around here recently.
No idea.
You'd have noticed her. Tall, pretty...
Haven't seen her, and I'm here pretty much all day. Hunkered down here. My name's Tom.
Okay. I mean, you could have just told me it was Tom. You didn't have to make it a big thing.
What can you tell me about the museum?
That's another brilliant idea from the town hall. Who, I ask you, wants to see that load of old crap in there?
Okie dokie.
What can you tell me about Miss Valley?
She's a nutter. She's been in the loony bin. She belongs back in there, too. That's what I say.
So, what's wrong with her?
She never got over what happened to her brother.
So? Come on then. What about it?
12 years ago. A series of murders. The murder that caused the biggest sensation all across the country was when little Vic Valley was killed. A little boy who was murdered by Samuel Gordon in a stone circle in the forest. In a very nasty way, too.
That's really awful. And Miss Valley...
But she's the sister. She found him the next day. It really screwed her up. Stopped eating, didn't speak to anyone anymore. When she swallowed a load of rat poison, she was committed.
Why are you giggling?
And in spite of all that, she's come back out now and is back living in Willow Creek of all places?
Turned up here again a few years back. The doctors reckoned it would be better for her, but once you've had roof damage, then, well, it's always gonna leak, isn't it? That's what I say.
Why would the doctors recommend she come back and live in the town where her little brother was murdered?
What can you tell me
That
about
seems
Willow
messed
Creek?
up.
No idea. I was born here and I'll die here, I suppose.
Doesn't exactly sound like there's much going on here.
So there isn't. 10, 12 years ago, it was good here for a while. We could make good money, what with all the tourists. We all thought things were on the up, but it never was. Loads of people lost money, they invested, and then bit by bit the visitors stopped coming.
Yeah, take old Murray and his hotel, for example.
It's still kind of half okay there. He's got a finger in most things round here and takes his cut. There's plenty more, though, that really caught a cold. They went bust. 2, 3 of them hanged themselves.
Oh my god.
I need to get on.
Uh,
Oh, I don't know why that was said so aggressively.
Gas bottles. A red and a blue one. Probably to fuel the grill, but I wouldn't bet on it.
Okay.
Willie's Texas Chili. Now that sure makes me feel right at home. A chili stall. A bit.
Oh.
There would appear to be a few different types of chili, but I only see one pot.
I meant to go further into the... Can I go?
Public festival. Only without a public. There's barely a dozen folks here. And at least 2 stalls and the swing boats have already shut up shop. It's simply not worth it.
Okay, I guess I can't go further into the... I thought I could go further into the fair, but I guess I can't. I guess I just get to talk to Willie and that's it. Or Tom. Alright. This was the pawn shop originally.
The flight was supposed to be cheap, but the airport is in the middle of nowhere. The taxi here was more expensive than a private jet.
Calm down, Albert.
And on top of that, your friend's guidebook is totally out of date.
You were happy that we didn't have to buy one. No one could have guessed that so much would change here within a few years.
Yeah. Just shut up, okay?
Wow, what a dick. Can I ask why two German people were just fighting in English? I mean, it happens all the time, but I mean, you could have just put subtitles and I can read. Why is this missing? Why is whatever's in here... Oh, God. What's missing? Nothing makes sense. It's a crazy place.
A broken display cabinet. Nothing in it, of course.
There's not, like, even a plaque or anything to tell you what was... Oh.
Black ball of destiny on the sign. Alright. I'm apparently standing right next to Samuel's corpse.
What?
Other than that, there's nothing here.
What? How are those two thoughts... How are those two things connected? By black ball of death, or of destiny, I would assume they're referring to the actual black ball I was carrying around with me through most of the game. What does that have to do with standing next to Samuel's corpse?
An old cast iron stove. Does that belong to the exhibition? I doubt it. I don't really understand why there's a globe here. I bet most of the people here haven't even seen the neighboring village, let alone the rest of the world.
What a dick. How dare these small town people be happy with their lives and have no desire to really leave. Also, I'm pretty sure this is the one that was in the in William's study. So it opened up and had the solar system inside.
Reminds me of my mom's tiled stove. I always felt good when it was cold outside and the wood was crackling in the stove. A barrel, like the ones all over the village. I guess there used to be a blossoming barrel industry here.
Dude, I don't know why everyone's such an unnecessary dick.
And here you can see the world-famous milk churns of Willow Creek.
I mean, it is weird. I don't know what... Oh, it's an agricultural implement. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what those have to do specifically with the murder. Like, this and this I could see, because they were relevant to the journey we took. I don't know why there's a violin sitting here. I don't know what the barrel has to do with anything. The milk jugs, this chest. None of this seems like it's relevant specifically to the murders.
Treasure chest. I found the treasure. Now I'm rich. That's just a stupid empty chest.
How do you know it's empty? Have you opened it? No, you haven't. You haven't reached across these weirdly tiny red velvet ropes?
Looks like a cross between a Roman chariot and a lawnmower. I study physics, not agriculture. I have no idea what that is.
Not agriculture. I'm sorry. I didn't know you... I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were so against agriculture. Be more considerate of that in the future.
Postcards, brochures, and advertisements from Willow Creek. Here's some info about the library. Shame, the opening times aren't mentioned. And here are the local places of interest. This seems to be a tourist information office, as well as a museum. But there's nothing really interesting there.
It's fine. I want to go talk to the German couple, inexplicably speaking English.
A small, colorful tube. Looks like bubble mixture.
Oh, blow a bubble.
That's mine.
Yeah, sure. I just wanted to have a quick look at it.
Did I put it in my inventory? Oh, no. Okay, I don't know why my inventory popped up then. It did the same thing over here. It was really weird. It's like I didn't think I was adding anything to my inventory. Alright, Bobby.
A god. He looks a bit simple-minded.
Oh, he's gotta have a job too.
Hi. Are you the guard here?
Oh, hello. My name is Bobby.
Oh, hello, Bobby. I'm Darren.
Hi, Darren.
Are you the guard here, Bobby?
Yes, I have to make sure that everything runs shape.
What the hell was going on with his mouth there a second ago?
Yes, Mrs. Puff at the town hall gave me the job because I'm so big and strong.
Of course. No one would mess with you, right?
No, I'm very happy that I can work here. Tom says I'm too stupid, but Mrs. Puff says I'll do a good job.
Well, Tom's a
Tom,
dick.
From the chili stand over there? Oh, you shouldn't worry about what he says.
But he's my
Oh.
brother. He looks after me, and I'm a big burden, he says.
Wow. Your brother's incredibly unpleasant.
What does Tom do for you that makes you such a burden?
Oh, he does a lot. I'm allowed to stay at his place and help in the pub.
Does he pay you?
No, Tom doesn't have much money. He says I cost too much because I eat too much. But now I give him the money that I get here, then it's perhaps not so bad anymore.
He takes all of your money so you can live at his place. I don't find that fair.
It's okay. It's better than having to do those other things again.
What kind of things?
He used to make me help him doing bad things. I don't like it. I'm a guard. Guards can't steal.
Tom stole things and you had to help him.
Oh, no. No, I didn't say that. Oh, no.
Bobby, it's okay. I didn't hear a thing.
Thank you, Darren.
Okay. Here's the thing, right? Obviously, Tom's a dick. He's clearly an asshole. But what are the other options for Bobby? Like, I mean, if he's capable of having a job, presumably he's capable of living on his own. But I don't know. Maybe he has to live with Tom. I don't know. But again, I can't imagine this job pays much. And if Tom doesn't have much money, and Tom's the one keeping a roof over their head, perhaps it's not terribly unfair for him to have the money? I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say, because obviously it's a video game. And obviously I don't have access to anyone's financial records there. So I can't say for certain that it's unfair of Tom to take the money. Especially if they're really hard up for money. I mean, electricity is expensive, food's expensive, any rent or mortgage they have would be expensive. Life in general is expensive. I don't know. Is he better off living with Tom or by himself? I don't know. Tom's still a dick, though.
What can you tell me about the museum?
I think it's nice. I don't really like it back there, though. It's so spooky.
Do lots of people visit?
Yes. So sometimes 5 or 6 a day.
Oh. Has anyone ever broken in?
No, I'll keep watch.
Nights as well?
No, there's an alarm.
Maybe they could give him a room here and he could just live in the museum. I mean, they must trust him to some degree if he's allowed to be left alone in here. I don't know, maybe it'd be better for him to get away from Tom. But then again, here's the thing, right, is I don't know what he knows. Like, does he know how to count money? Because if not, then maybe him having money is not a good idea. I don't know. I know I'm putting way too much thought into this, but I just feel bad for him. I do. I feel bad for this poor guy. he's stuck living with. It seems like he might, I mean, be kind of just stuck living with his abusive brother, and that sucks. Hopefully by the end of the game we'll actually do something about it, because I do feel bad for poor Bobby.
Tell me, Bobby, the cabinet back there, has it been broken long?
Yes, Darren. For 4 weeks already.
How did it happen?
I don't know. One morning I came in and it was just broken.
So, someone broke in and stole what was in it?
Yes. I completely forgot about that. But it's not so bad. There was just
Oh, so it was the
ball.
black ball we were carrying
What
around.
kind of ball?
A big black one.
Thanks for the info.
You're welcome, Darren.
That's weird. Because there's an alarm. So, whoever stole it would have needed to know how to deactivate the alarm. So it would have had to have been Mrs. Perfed? Whatever the heck that woman's name was. Or perhaps his brother, Tom. But what's really strange is if it was in fact the mayor lady, either she intentionally broke the glass to make it look like somebody, like it was an outside job, but it didn't trigger the alarm, or it was someone like Tom who knew how to turn the alarm off but couldn't get inside the glass case without breaking it. I'm interested to figure out more.
About the black ball,
Yes?
did the police come?
No. Mrs. Puff said they aren't interested in that.
Okay, so Miss
Oh.
Poofed has got to be in on it then.
Well, who is interested in it then?
Mrs. Valley, I think. She looked at it.
Thank you, Bobby. Alright, I'm out of here. See you around.
See you soon.
At least he wasn't short with him like he was with Tom. Mate. Oh my god. Oh god. Please don't tell me they're gonna do what they did with Vic, and they're just gonna kill him. And then I'm just gonna feel bad. Because they did that with Vic, and it was horrible. Because it was like, oh, what a cute little kid, let's just talk to him. And then 2 hours later, dude's
Eddie would
dead.
have fun with this shelf. There are normal plates, painted plates, decorated plates, and
And who the hell's
glasses
Eddie?
with soil. I don't really want to know anymore.
Who's Eddie? Was Eddie mentioned? Who's Eddie? Am I supposed to know who Eddie is? Because I don't remember an Eddie. Oh,
Just that big book in the cabinet. What does it say on the plate? Gordon Family Chronicle. Hey, that might be interesting.
what? You know what's interesting? This is interesting because why would Victoria allow them to take that? Or anything else that might be in here, as a matter of fact. Why? I mean, she's alive. They said she was still alive. So why would... I mean, maybe she doesn't care anymore because she's the last living one and she knows it's not going to matter at the end of the day. But she seemed very proud of their heritage, so it seems strange that she would let that go.
I don't think that's part of the exhibition.
What about this box up there? Nope, okay.
Cleaner, a mop, brush, cloths, soap, and glass cleaner. What should I do with that?
Okay. Also, if you're going to have this big book, why lock it behind someplace where no one can get to it? Or at least have a copy or something available. Because now there's no way for guests to read it. Except for the 2 pages you have visible.
This page is full of medals. There's a bit of text there, too.
Ignore the middle. Look at this. That's this.
Therefore, a brotherhood should operate in the spirit of this great man for all time. It shall serve beyond the dominion of the church, free of all the conventions, and over and above all earthly jurisdiction. Commit yourselves only to your one aim, that you may take control of that higher power. Our great strength lies in our secrecy. We stand in the darkness, in the shadows, and look into the light, invisible to all who may impede us. For if no one knows we exist, then we cannot be stopped.
What are you, the Illuminati?
Therefore, my brothers, hold to these rules. The members of the Order shall not be known to one another. Only the High Priest of the Order shall be able to call every member by name and rank. At Order assemblies, every brother shall be masked so that none may recognize him. No outsider may be informed by the Order, neither purposely nor through carelessness. Be wary, my brothers. Behave inconspicuously, but be wary. The day on which you must prove yourselves will come sooner than you think. Not very fruitful. I still don't know what the Order's aim is, but it seems to be one single big aim. It's gotta be on the pages before these. I've gotta get that chronicle somehow. And therefore, our brother,
Oh crap, okay.
Therefore, the members of an Order us know, be wary. The lock for the cabinet. The lock for the...
Okay. Okay, how do I get out? Oh, there it goes. Okay.
What does it say here?
I'm more concerned with this.
The death bell of Warm Hill Church. I guess the church doesn't exist anymore. Otherwise, the bell wouldn't be here.
Oh, you don't know that.
I'm not sure if this chair is supposed to be for exhausted or knowledge-hungry visitors.
Well, it's on a pedestal, so I would assume it's not just for you to sit on.
It's certainly not sturdy. An ancient sewing machine. I bet they sewed the curtains here with it, and then just left the thing standing where it was.
Well, I mean, it looks heavy. I wouldn't want to move it. I'd leave it there, too. Excuse me, you're in the way.
Excuse me. Hi. I've just arrived in Willow Creek. Have you got any tips for me? Is there anything worth seeing?
Are you also a tourist?
Yes. You could say that.
Well, we actually wanted to take a look at the notorious sanatorium today. But some kind of freak has made a hotel out of it. And the guy at the reception tried to pawn us off with some cheap tourist rubbish. Like we were thrill seekers.
Exactly, Albert. And then he said that the ghost of this Samuel Gordon still haunts the castle. You can see him at night at the windows of the burned wing. Really spooky.
Laughable. Anyway, we came here afterwards. We'd expected a bit more from a black museum. We'll go and see the castle afterwards. Hopefully, that's at least worth looking at.
Thanks for the information. Well, enjoy the rest of your holiday.
Thank you, you too.
I love how in every game there's always just glaring errors in what the subtitles say the character's saying and what they're actually saying. Like they just could not be bothered to fix that. Also, I feel bad for these two because what a waste of money. I mean, this is their holiday and this is how they're spending it. Okay. Well, that's... There's two different Sam? Oh, that's Vic. Oh, I wonder if that's supposed to be the doctor. Does this activate the saw? That's not how it went down. Also, the doctor didn't have a giant metal plate in the side. Okay, and that's total BS because that was never used. No one was ever thrown in there. I would have remembered that. I mean, I guess this could have been how this went down, because obviously we just saw it through like weird flashbacks, if anything.
The madman Samuel Gordon murdered the respected Dr. Heinz Herman in a bloody frenzy. He decapitated the popular doctor in his own home, near to the village.
Yeah, just ignore the fact that he was part of a decades-long scandal of horrifically torturing and abusing patients. I love how these are the only two they actually bothered to put in.
This seems to be about the murder of a boy. The youngest victim of the series of murders was the 12-year-old Vic V. He was brutally murdered at a stone circle in the forest, not far from the village. Here are some pictures of the stone circle. Witness accounts, a statement from the police, newspaper clippings. It looks like people assumed it was a ritual murder at first. Heavy metal Satanists in murderous frenzy. What makes someone butcher another human being? A child at that. It must have been dreadful.
Now, to be fair, what he doesn't know, but we know, is that it wasn't really him. It wasn't his fault. He was possessed. He had no knowledge of what he was doing until after. Okay, so this is the exit to the mine. That is the back of the manor where Henry drowned, and that's the stone where Vic was found. I want to know, though, is how he got Vic out there. Because they'd only interacted a few times. I mean, unless Vic just happened to be out there by himself, which seems strange. They never explained how Sam, this stranger, got him to go anywhere. Because he was very reluctant to even just speak to us in the first game. But yet he was willing to follow him out to the middle of nowhere.
The models are cheaply made, but don't look all that old. A lurid scene.
Yeah, don't notice how much you look like the guy anyways. Just ignore that. That's not important. I don't want to laugh because I know that's messed up, but I want to laugh because it was so silly looking. Don't note this. That's okay.
A shredding machine? What's that all about? Shredding machine from the garden of Black Mirror Castle. Who do the mysterious traces of blood on the inside of the shredding machine belong to? What kind of gruesome stories could this machine tell us about its former owner? In what kind of bloodthirsty crime did it play an incisive role? A mystery that will probably never be solved. BS.
Thank you. Again, all of the people who were murdered were all part of Willow Creek. They were all part of this small town. So if some random sixth person really had been murdered, it would have been noticed. Also, in the first one, I do want to note, in the first one, when we first see it, we think there's blood on it, but he looks again and there's not actually blood. So whether or not that's intended to imply he actually killed some sixth person we don't know about, I'm not quite sure. But according to the ritual, he only had to kill the 5, so I don't see why he'd bother killing another person.
Shredding machine? Shredding machine? Who do what kind?
Okay.
Yes. The window is locked and alarmed.
Okay, there doesn't seem to be anything else to click on. Alright, let's go back here. Oh, I thought I said lint at first.
An endlessly long history of Willow Creek. Let's see. The village of Willow Creek was founded during the time of the ancient Romans. Even back then, the river often broke its banks, turning the surrounding area into marshland. A few years after the foundations were laid, a small drainage in the middle of this.
I don't.
And what sounds quite unpleasant.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with that.
Huh. What's that? An escritoire without a lock puzzle. It's gotta be an old model.
What was that word you just used? Oh, okay, I don't get... I have... An escritoire? What the hell was that word he just used? Also, I'm pretty sure that this was the one that was up in, William's study. Again, very strange that she would just let these items go.
I'm not gonna touch it. Unlike the hordes of tourists before me.
What? First off, how do you know anyone else has touched it? Second, what do you think's gonna happen if you touched it? It's just a typewriter, man.
The pictures show farmers at work in the fields. Apart from that, I can't see anything interesting.
Okay. I guess let's leave then. Oh, I gotta look at this. Did I look at this picture?
A picture of a barn in the fog. I don't think the sun ever shines here in Hicksville. An old telephone, like the ones they used here in Europe at the beginning of the century. More like towards the end of the century for Willow Creek.
Such a dick. Also, I'm pretty sure we had phones like that in America. Pretty sure that was just the standard for phones for a while. But whatever. It hardly matters. Hey, Bobby, went and saw your little weird bloodbath back there.
Hi, Darren.
That big book over there in the display case, the Gordon's Chronicle. What can you tell me about that?
Everything about the Gordon family's in it. Lady Victoria gave it to the museum, but it's only allowed to be shown here.
Oh.
Not back there where it's spooky.
I can imagine that Lady Victoria doesn't want to see her family chronicle in that crappy, ghoulish black museum. May I have a closer look?
I'm not allowed to take it out of the showcase.
Have you got a key for it?
Yes, Mrs. Puff trusts me. I've got keys for everything. Except the front door. And Mrs. Puff always puts the alarm on because of the insurance, she says.
So the chronicle is never taken out of the display case. Perhaps I can ask Mrs. Puff myself.
No, the book mustn't be taken out. Lady Victoria has forbidden it. She says it's an evil book.
So you've got a key for the display case, but you're not allowed to open it.
Exactly.
Okay. Also, I'm pretty sure, isn't poofed, like, isn't that like a slur for a gay person? Am I completely wrong? But I'm pretty sure that I've heard that before. I mean, maybe it's just an unfortunate last name, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Huh. Well, now I'm gonna have to look that up. So just bear with me for 1 second. Oh. Perhaps, must be poofda, or poofder. Must be poofda. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I guess it's not poofed, it's poofda. My apologies. I Okay,
Is that your
that
wonderful
A's gonna
bubble
change. It
blowing
makes a
bit?
big difference there.
Oh, yes, I love blowing bubbles. But I've blown so many today that it's empty.
Maybe I can get some more soapy water for you.
No, thanks. It's nearly closing time. I'm not in the mood anyway. I'm too hungry.
Why's that?
I had no breakfast. Tom didn't buy any bread. We've got no money because the pub isn't doing well. And now there's this expensive stall as well.
But you still need to eat.
Tom doesn't eat much. Beer's just as good as bread, he says.
Yeah, I bet.
Poor guy.
How about I get you something to eat?
Oh, that would be very nice of you, Darren.
Why can't you just let you sit here and starve because your brother's an ass?
I'm out of here. See you around.
See you soon, Darren.
Oh, you'll be seeing me very soon, Bobby. I hope we don't get him in trouble, like stealing his keys or something. Because I feel like that's something we're going to have to do. I'm going to feel bad if we get him in trouble.
The library. Miss Valley's Empire. The light is off and the door is locked.
Well, we just saw her take off out of the city, so we know she's not here. Oh, I forgot to look at the sign. Then we slowly lumber back over here. Oh, there's another... Oh, that's the hotel. Okay, I don't need that right now.
Willow Creek Museum. That sign must have cost the townsfolk quite a bit.
Why do you insist on shitting on everything?
A big barrel. It's supposed to collect rainwater.
Like, at least in Samuel's case, you could say he's kind of a dick, but he's rich, so it's probably how he was raised. He's not rich. He's just being an asshole to be an asshole. And no, being rich is not an excuse for being an asshole. I'm just saying there's a reason why he was the way he was.
The clock on the tower is huge. However, it seems to have stopped.
Well, I'd imagine it's probably expensive and
That
very
must be the
difficult to
town
fix it.
hall. There's no church in the village, but I saw one on the way here.
Yeah, I imagine you have to get a specialist out to
The
actually
houses here look just as dilapidated as the
fix
rest
something
of the
like that.
place. The village comes to an end less than 100 yards from here. I hardly think there's a quaint alleyway, a picturesque canal, or a peaceful courtyard hidden around the corner. Actually, I'm quite sure there isn't.
Okay, that's not a reason not to go. There's no fanciful little adventure on that side of the town, so I'm not going over there.
Hello, Tom.
What's going on?
Just more reasons to hate you.
Do you know anything about a black ball? It was stolen from the museum a few weeks ago.
I heard about it. It doesn't really interest me, frankly.
Okay, well, let's get the chili
I'd
before we
like a
talk to you about your
portion of
brother.
chili, please.
Now you do. Normal or odd?
If I'm right, then there's only one pot anyway.
Hot then.
Hope Bobby doesn't mind. Could they have chosen more unpleasant sound effects for that?
You called it right.
Oh, the mighty Lord is generous to the lower born.
What?
You haven't told me you've got a brother.
Why should I?
Yeah.
Half-witted brother isn't
Okay.
exactly something to shout about, is it?
He seems like a really nice guy.
If you only have to put up with him for a few hours, maybe he is. But I've got to knock about with this stupid idiot. Day in and day out. He can't get a single thing right. But everybody fusses about him because he's got it so tough.
Aw, jealous?
Jealous of that idiot?
Does he live with you?
I've been lumbered with him since our parents died. He ought to be put into a home with all
Oh,
the
whoa.
other retards. But who's going to pay for all that?
Nice to hear how your family holds itself together. I need to get on.
Yeah.
Dude. I mean, I get it, alright? I'm sure I'm sure being forced to take care of your special needs sibling is probably very stressful, especially when you have a failing business. But don't have to be a dick to the poor guy. I mean, he does have a point, though. It's really none of our business if he has a brother. What a weird way to bring that up. Like, that was we talked to him once. Dude doesn't know us. He doesn't even know our name. Why would he feel obligated to tell us about his family? What a weird thing to say. But a lot of the interactions in these games are written by, like, aliens. It's very strange how people interact.
Hello, Bobby.
Hi, Darren.
Like, immediately going up to a stranger and being like, well, why didn't you tell me you had a brother? Dude, I don't know you. I'm not telling you about my family.
I got you some chili. I hope you like it.
Oh, yeah. But I've got no money.
Don't worry, it's on me.
Oh, thanks, Darren. But I'll give you something too, then.
Is it a pin?
Thanks.
Or just a sparkler? That was... Oh, is he gonna have to go to the bathroom? Oh, no, he's high. He just took his jacket off. Okay. Oh, it is a sparkler. Well, that's sweet. I'm glad we got a sparkler. Yeah, he took his jacket off. Why am I gonna...
As long as Bobby's sitting there, I'm not gonna get my hands on the key in his jacket pocket. Hello, Bobby.
Hi, Darren.
Oh, is he gonna want more bubbles now?
Are you full now?
Yes, was delicious, really hot.
And you still don't want to blow bubbles?
I do, but I don't have any more bubble mixture.
Should I get some for you?
Oh, okay.
Alright, I'm out of here. See you around.
See you soon, Darren.
We better not get him... Oh, God, we're gonna get him in trouble, and I'm gonna feel so bad. I'm pretty sure this job is the only thing this guy has, and we're gonna ruin it for him.
Although it's always raining here, that barrel is almost empty. Seems
Well,
to have a leak somewhere.
it'd probably be helpful if you didn't leave it under, like, a roof. Oh, I can go over this rope. I don't know why I need this rope, or why I can inspect it, but we're gonna go investigate it.
An old rope. It's wrapped around the pole up there, and the other end disappears into the canal. I can't make out where it leads. The water's too dirty.
Well, just pull the rope then. It's a bucket.
Aha, a little bucket. Perhaps one of the residents wants to save money by collecting some of his water from the canal.
Gross.
The bucket is full of canal water. It seems quite clean in the bucket. At least it looks cleaner than when it was in the canal. The bucket is full of canal.
Well, we should probably put it back in then, because it's not ours. But then again, much like everybody, or much like all the Gordons, we're just horrible thieves. Okay, there's nothing else here right now. I can't seem to go anywhere else, though, so I must be missing something. Okay. Oh, there was a bathroom in here. If I could get some soap. Can I get soap out of here?
I'm not gonna find anything
Ow.
interesting in the bathroom.
Oh.
Angelina must must have swapped over the old picture with one of my pictures of her. She knew that anyone who knew her would spot it immediately.
Well, to be fair, I think anybody who walked in this room would find this picture strange. Because all the other ones are scenery. Why would there be a random picture of some random woman? It's not as though it's a picture of someone related to any of the cases. Also, I thought I took those sleeping meds with me last time. Apparently I didn't.
The bed's a little to one side, as though it's been pushed around. Maybe there's
Oh, the
something
carpet
under
is
there.
weird over here. I would not want to touch a hotel floor.
Huh, now then, the carpet under the bed has been torn up. And there seems to be some kind of metal cover there. I need to take a closer look at this.
By standing up. Whoa. Oh, weird symbol.
There it is. A kind of round metal cover. It was hidden under the carpet.
I mean, it wasn't really hidden because this had already been ripped up. It was just sort of there.
A round metal plate, about 20 inches in diameter. Maybe copper? Oh, I can't say how thick it is, but it gives the impression of being solid and heavy.
Oh, what if this is the old sewer system?
There are 5 rings on the cover, and they turn. There's an animal symbol engraved on each ring. And in the middle of the cover, there's a handle.
Puzzle time? Oh, I guess not for me.
Ugh, it's rock solid. No chance. I probably have to set the right combination. But I don't know what it is, and there must be thousands of possibilities.
Okay, I'll just take your word for that then. Oh, okay, I guess I can look at the carpet.
The carpet's been cut in 2 places, and then folded up. It doesn't seem to have been glued to the floor.
Well, if it was up like this, does that mean that Angelina found it and then just left it like this? Or did the hotel owner, or did Murray set her up in a room that had this? I mean, because what reason would she have for tearing up the carpet? Moving the bed and tearing up the carpet, because the bed couldn't have been much further away from where it was. The room's not that big.
Here's a few sheets of writing paper. Now, did Angelina make any notes about her investigations? The paper looks completely unused. I won't find anything here. The lamp's gone out. The wick's probably fallen out and then burned.
Okay. I don't know why that was significant.
I can't tell when that might have happened. Could be a few hours old. Could be a few months, too. But has it got anything
That's what
to
I'm
do with
saying. I don't know.
disappearance?
I don't know what happened. I don't know whether she... I mean, again, that'd be very strange for someone to just decide to start ripping up the carpets.
I'm not gonna allow myself a nap while
I'm not going to let myself rest. Instead, I'm going to wear myself down and become progressively less effective at this.
a whole load of good books. But I don't know how they're supposed to help me in my search for Angelina.
They're not. They're not there for you. Okay.
A whole load of good.
Yeah, I guess they're going to become significant later on. Also, I just noticed this light's not working. Hey, Murray. How you doing, buddy? Ooh,
I've heard that the
Samuel's
ghost of Samuel
ghost.
Gordon has apparently been repeatedly sighted in the castle.
That's true. During the bad storm 2 weeks ago, Joseph, the homeless chap, came to me and begged me to let him stay here. He said he'd seen Samuel's ghost behind one of the castle windows. A harrowing face. He thought he would die. That's probably the real reason that no tourists come here anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. It's got nothing to do with the fact that Willow Creek's got nothing to offer but a couple of cheap plastic corpses. Thanks for the chat, Murray.
My pleasure.
Okay. I'm not gonna need anything there. Oh. Well, I can look at this beam?
There would have been a pulley attached to that girder in the past to lift goods into the storage space under the roof. For a bakery, that would mostly be flour.
Yep. It's all you and your bacon. No sugar, no eggs, no baking powder or soda, no chocolate or vanillas. Nope, just flour. So when I bake my cookies, it's just flour. I just grab a bunch of flour and do my best to mold it into a cookie shape, throw that shit in the oven. I mean, they're really bland. They don't taste very good, but it's all you need for cooking. And baking is just flour. Anything else is just a waste of time and money. Alright, well, I think we've made some decent progress today. Why is he at a... He was at like an odd angle, right? Like it looked like he was like tilting back a bit more than he should be for a sober person. Anyways, I think we're making some decent progress. We've discovered a few new things. We've met a few new people. Found out that this is in fact just a shithole and no one has any reason to want to be here ever. Found out apparently therapists here think it's a good idea for you to return to the city where your brother was horrifically murdered. Not only the place where your brother was horrifically murdered, but the place where that is consistently talked about. It is labeled everywhere, and as a matter of fact, there's an animatronic of the horrific murder happening just down the street from you. What the hell, guys? Here, was this not traumatic enough for you? Let's continually re-traumatize you. That'll be good. So the Gordon family is attached somehow to this secret society, which I probably would have known if I actually bothered to pay attention to the books, but I didn't care enough to listen then, and I'm not going to listen now. I just want to stop the secret society. That's all I want to do. I don't care where you came from. I don't care what your ultimate goal is. You're a shady secret society. You're clearly evil. I do want to go meet Victoria, though, because she's the only other character, I think, that's left from the original series. Oh, her and Bates. They'll be up at the manor. I don't think there's... I think everyone else from the... Oh, the detective, but I don't know where he went to. And then the nurse that was down at the sanatorium, that's now this. We don't know what happened to her. And we don't know what happened to the pawn shop owner or the guy who was constantly fishing. But that was like it as far as like repeat characters. That was it. There was not like a whole lot going on. What if the poor guy that was working in the boiler room here ever found out that Gordon was the one who poisoned his beer? Oh shit, I just realized we have sleeping pills. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna poison somebody else again with sleeping pills. Oh my god. Truly like father, like son. Well, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.